On behalf of Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, gives me immense pleasure to share my thoughts with respect to public health situation in India and special focus on Indian drug legislation and how we are approving the new drugs, clinical trial permission across the country. That I would like to focus, friends. Before going into my slides, I would like to thank HyBiz TV channel Managing Director Sri Rajgopal ji, co-partner Sandhya Madam, and Indian Medical Association Telangana Chapter President Dr. Sampath Rao ji, Dr. Gangadhar ji, Dr. Srikant ji, and Dr. Yadav ji, and Dr. Rangareddy, and all the eminent doctors invited for this today's important medical symposia, and all medical students, postgraduate and undergraduate students, special invitees, and ladies and gentlemen, and also personals, important representatives invited from the electronic and print media. Good afternoon to one and all. So if you can see, probably I am first regulator because clubbing with all medical people. I am very happy, but at the same time, we are taking care of lot of important regulatory audits whenever we go for the GCP inspections for meeting good clinical practices, how the clinical trial investigators are taking care, what are the important responsibilities of the ethics committee members, maybe institution ethics committee or independent ethics committee, as well as blood centers, how we have to keep good transfusion practices is also one of the important gazette notification issued by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. That also I would like to share some important silent features with respect to the collection, testing, storage of whole human blood and blood components as per the Schedule F, Part 12B and 12C of important Drug and Cosmetic Act. Friends, if you can see, these are all important outline of my presentation. 20 minutes means already 5 minutes gone, only 18 minutes left. So I don't want to hammer. At the same time, having 50 slides covering in 20 minutes is a challenge, but definitely I'll put my efforts to stick to your timeline framed by the organizing committee, and definitely I'll take and cover all important slides. Here, I would like to give the important definition of the CDSCO and public health, and as a regulator, what is our vision? The Central Drug Standard Control Organization is the national regulatory apex body where we are taking care of the protection and promotion of public health in India. This is our vision, and mission is to safeguard and enhance the public health by assuring the safety, quality, purity, identity, strength of important pharmaceutical preparations, nothing but drugs, medical devices, in vitro diagnostics, cosmetic products. So these are all important things we are covering. And public health, friends, everyone knows because you are all from the medical fraternity. According to WHO, what is the definition of public health? According to WHO, public health refers to all the important organized measures, whether public or private, to prevent important diseases and promotion of health and prolong the life among the population as a whole. Its activities aim to provide conditions in which people can be healthy and focus on entire populations, not on individual basis or diseases. So in total, we have to take care with respect to the promotion of public health. So current size of the population, if you can see, as an date, the population of India is 141 crores 71 lakhs 73,173. Just I don't know last 2-3 hours, but this is the correct population as on date with respect to India. At the same time, globe, if you can see, friends, 7.9 billion global population. In that, we are second position, China 145 crores and USA 33. You see, having huge populated country, putting our efforts in entire drug regulatory sector, we are total 2,000 plus people we are working in different regional offices and headquarters across the country. So limited resources, limited manpower, putting efforts, still people can have the allegation, and you know the last 2-3 days important incidents. So friends, disease burden, if you can see, what is the global data, if you can see, with respect to the communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases, at the global level, we are having 28% of the death rate with respect to related to communicable diseases. Whereas in India, we are having 30.61% of the death rate. So this is the important reference I got from the WHO. And non-communicable diseases, 60% at the global level, and 57.94% of the death rate in India. So this is the global reference, WHO reference I got for your important reference for PG students, for the benefit of PG students. You can see the NCDs are one of the important threat to our public health programs and public health issues. What are the top 10 public health issues we are taking care? WHO already defined in the year 2019. The important threats to the public health, that is global health, is one is air pollution and climate change, friends. Number 2, NCDs, non-communicable diseases, and threat of important pandemic, influenza and COVID-19 SARS virus, and fragile and vulnerable settings such as regions affected by the drought and conflict. That is also one of the factors. And 5th one is antimicrobial resistance. 6th one is all important high threat pathogens including Ebola. And weak primary care, that indicates a lot of factors influencing in that, maybe drugs, maybe diagnostics, in vitro diagnostic kits, medical facilities. All these are important challenges with respect to weak primary care. And also vaccine hesitancy is also one of the threat with respect to global health program, and important viruses like HIV 1 and 2 viruses, the dengue virus, and in near future chikungunya and other, we do not know how virus is mutating. So these are all important factors with respect to global health program, global health issues. Before going into, because if you want to have good health, if you want to prolong your good life, you need good medical products. So that I would like to focus as a regulator, how we are approving medical products, what type of rules we are having, what is the important law with respect to Indian drug legislation. If you can see, friends, based on the federal nature of Indian Constitution, areas of operations have been divided into central government and state government, everyone knows, but 7th schedule of Indian Constitution described very clearly with respect to union list, state list and concurrent list. So health and family welfare comes under the concurrent list of Indian Constitution. Therefore, respect to state government as well as federal government is responsible with respect to movement of all medical products. So this is the important thing I want to share with you. But the other important items like public health, hospitals, sanitization, you are all taken care by the respect to provincial governments. So Drugs and Cosmetic Act. In our country, the main act enacted on 10th April 1940, where we are taking care of all important functions as a system of licensing under which all the activities involved, starting from the receipt of raw material, then manufacturing operations and control, step by step with respect to in-process quality control test, and also packing, step by step, maybe blister packing or strip packing or alu packing or bulk packing, depends upon the demand and depends upon the export activities and exporting countries' requirement. People are manufacturing in different forms, and whatever drugs are being manufactured at their facility according to current good manufacturing practices should be controlled in order to meet all important quality attributes, including key quality attributes also, friends. This is the one thing. And drugs are very, very important. Drug is in concurrent list of Indian Constitution. Therefore, it is governed by both Government of India and respect to state government under the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act, rules framed in the year 1945. So we call Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940, rules framed in the year 1945. So this is the thing. Background information with respect to Indian National Regulatory Authority, that is CDSCO. This is one of the important authority for discharging functions assigned to the Government of India under the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940. So Government of India is committed to a robust regulatory system for ensuring quality, purity, safety, efficacy of all important medical products moving in domestic as well as international commerce to achieve the public health goals. So pharmaceutical sector is very, very important sector. Government of India identified total 25 key sectors. Out of that, pharmaceutical sector is one of the key sectors where we can take care of all important principles with respect to development of novel dosage forms and important medical products to treat important diseases or disorders with respect to clinical practices. So scientists and drug development people and manufacturers also responsible for ensuring the quality movement of drugs. So these are all important principles. As far as Indian NRA is concerned, we are also having close coordination with World Health Organization Geneva with respect to capacity building, maybe training, or maybe having some grants in order to uplift important skilled people in order to ensure the meeting of all current GMP principles, good laboratory principles at par with the USFDA and ICS countries. So we are all taking care. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in close coordination with the WHO country office, taking a lot of important strengthening regulatory practices at central level and state level, and to have regulatory ecosystem to respond health technologies in clinical trial rules 2019, online digital tools such as manufacturer database in Sugam portal, medical devices rules implementation, identifying all important steps for the micro, small, medium entrepreneurs to move the level of World Health Organization standards, strengthening safety monitoring, including strict pharmacovigilance, material vigilance, hemovigilance program of India. Sugam portal is one of the portal created in CDSO as a part of e-governance with respect to uploading documents for online application to seek the approvals through this Sugam portal. Sugam means Suraksha, Gunavakta and Manakta, quality, safety and efficacy. This is the important definition devised by Health Ministry officials in the year 2014. So this is the background as far as e-governance is concerned. So 90% of the work is through e-governance only. So that proudly we can say Government of India putting efforts to have more transparency and accountability to the public as far as drug approval process is concerned. Friends, Drugs and Cosmetic Act, the main preamble is to regulate the manufacturing, sale, distribution and import of drugs, cosmetics, medical devices and all other important products. The objective is to ensure public are supplied with quality products. So this is as per the section 3B. What is mean by drug? Everyone knows. Drug means any substance, any item, maybe liquid, maybe tablet, maybe injectable preparation meant for diagnosis, mitigation, prevention or cure in human beings or animal ailments, either for internal or external use, is called as a drug. So that is the as per the section 3B of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. These are all important definitions incorporated and described in a comprehensive manner to understand the principles as far as safety and efficacy parameters are concerned. And basic philosophy is here, manufacturer is also equally responsible for quality of drugs being manufactured at their facility. Regulators and manufacturers, everyone is responsible. So people definitely blame all regulatory people and manufacturers sometimes, but jointly we have to put efforts as an alert citizen of the country, maybe at the manufacturing level or regulatory level. So we are doing all periodic monitoring with limited resources and trying to enforce all the important provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act to ensure the quality movement of drugs, maybe testing or manufacturing or pharmacovigilance or quality system or risk management principles. So these are all things, friends. Then Indian pharmaceutical industry, if you can see, one of the big important thing is every third child in our world gets the measles, mumps, rubella group of vaccines being manufactured in India, that too from the Serum Institute of India. So around 45% of the WHO supply of diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus group of DPT group of vaccines through Indian manufacturer side. And we are also number 3 at world level providing the important active pharmaceutical Indian bulk drugs. And these are all just, everyone knows, but for the benefit of all PG and undergraduate students, you can note down that because what is the important potentials and drug pharma sector, what is the statistics we are having as and date. So to have some fingertips with respect to the data, I have prepared these slides for their benefit, sir. And highest number of USAID approved facilities in our country, and more than 2,500 pharmaceutical plants having WHO GMP approved certified facilities, and 8 out of top 20 global generic companies are from India. So these are all important strengths with respect to the Indian pharmaceutical sector. And if you see, this is the knowledge-based sector, and we are closely coordinating with all medical fraternity people. We are also having subject expert committee, that is new drug advisory committee. We are taking care of all important drug approval process, maybe gastroenterology or rhenology or cardiology or intervention radiology or medical devices, in vitro diagnostic, cosmetics, or important any item, maybe biosimilar, monoclonal antibodies, cell therapy, gene therapy. So lot of things we are taking care, and including vaccine. We are also having separate group of experts where we are evaluating with respect to common technical document for approval of all human vaccines before its distribution in international commerce. So friends, and this is the strength of our Indian pharmaceutical exports. Region-wise, North America, we are contributing 32%, and European Union 16%, Africa 18%, and South Asia 4%. So this is the data we got from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And total number of pharmaceutical units in our country, approximately 10,000 units, consisting of all large scale, small scale, and merchant exporters. This is the data. Total number of units engaged in exports, more than 2,209 companies are engaged with the exports. So a lot of exports people are involved in order to get revenue. At the same time, India is also putting efforts in different domains in order to focus on novel pharmaceutical products. And we are also having comprehensive legislation for approval of biosimilar guidelines, regenerative medicine, stem cells, and other important cell therapy and gene therapy products as per the ICMR guidance and as per the DBT guidelines also. So these are all important things. This is the current size of Indian industry, $48 billion market as far as India is concerned, total $1,200 billion market, and exports 24%, 24 billion, and domestic is 24. So this is the data. More than 205 countries we are having exports, and the value of production are 12th position, and we are at 3rd position with respect to volume. Lot of pharmacists across the country, more than 1 million pharmacists working across the country with respect to ensuring all important supply chain and other important pharmacies, maybe at the retail level or wholesale level. So this is the data as far as Indian pharmaceutical industry is concerned. So what is the difference between central government and state government? CDSO is the National Regulatory Authority. Our main objective is to take care of approval of new molecules, clinical trials, and in vitro diagnostic kits and medical devices also. Import registration and licensing. Recently, AAG Hospital imported some medical devices. Same day, we are clearing on fast track basis. So through Sugam portal, earlier people used to take 2 months, 3 months. Now within a week, we are taking care Yadav Sab. So these are all the important credentials as far as national regulatory system is concerned. State government functions are wholesale, retail, manufacturing activities under perpetual licensing system. So these are all things. Drugs and Cosmetic Act objective is to ensure the important quality movement of drugs, biologicals, vaccines, cosmetics, and veterinary drugs. And what is regulated under this drugs and cosmetics? Many of the people are not aware. We are, under the Act, we are regulating manufacturing activities, distribution, import, and sale activities. So this is the important thing. Under the Act, Drugs and Cosmetic Act, we are regulating. But in case of rules, these are the important rules we have framed under the Drugs and Cosmetic rules. Clinical trials, new drugs, and exports, we are covering under the rules. of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. That is the difference between the, this is the difference between the Act and the rules, friends. But new drugs and clinical trial rules based on the court cases of 2012, 33 writ petition civil number and writ petition number 79 of 2012, Indore versus Union of India, Swasthya Adhikar Manch, based on the Honorable Supreme Court of India. We are having excellent guidelines with respect to the approval of clinical trials and new drugs according to the ICH countries. That I can say GSR 227 is the important NDCT rules with respect to the framing, the definition of the clinical trial, drug development, orphan drug, post-trial access, and important expedited review and accelerated approval. All these important parameters incorporated in the NDCT rules of 2019. In that, there are 107 rules we have framed, we have incorporated 13 chapters, 8 schedules as far as new drugs and clinical trials rules are concerned. So what is mean by a new drug? Many of the postgraduate students and undergraduate students are not aware. Earlier, this definition was as per the rule 122E of Drugs and Cosmetic Act, where the new drug definition is defined. Now the new drug definition as per the NDC rules of 2019, Rule 2W defines with respect to new drug, a drug including active pharmaceutical ingredient or phytopharmaceutical which has not been used in the country to any significant extent except in accordance with the provisions of the Act and rules made under and conditions specified in the labeling thereof and has not been approved as a safe, efficacious by Central Licensing Authority with respect to its claim is called as a new drug. And what is meant by phytopharmaceutical? Phytopharmaceutical drug means a drug of purified and standardized fraction assessed qualitatively and quantitatively with a defined minimum 4 bioactive or phytochemical compounds of an extract of medicinal plant or its part for internal or external use on human beings or animals for diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of any disease or disorder, but does not include drug administered through parental route is called as a phytopharmaceutical product. Very, very important, friends. And drug approved by Central Licensing Authority for certain claims and proposed to be marketed with modified or some new claims including indication or route of administration or dosage form and dosage includes also indicates new drug. And also any fixed dose combination, FDC, combination of 2 or more drugs approved separately for certain claims and proposed to be combined for first time in a fixed ratio or where the ratio of ingredients in an approved combination is proposed to be changed with certain claims including indication, route of administration, dosage and dosage form is also called as a new drug, friends. Then all modified sustained release dosage form, vaccines, RNA products and important living modified organisms, monoclonal antibodies, stem cell derived products, gene therapy products or xenografts intended to be used as a drug. All these are important products incorporated as per the Rule 2W of NDCT rules 2019, friends. So the drugs other than the drugs referred to in a subclasses 4 and 5 shall continue to be new drugs for the period of 4 years from the date of their permission granted by the Central Licensing Authority, that is DCGI, Drugs Control General India. And subclass 4 and 5 means modified, sustained release, vaccines, RNA products, stem cells, monoclonal antibodies, always deemed to be new drugs. This is the important definition incorporated in NDCT rules, friends. What is meant by orphan drug? Orphan drug we were not having in definition as per the US FDA and as per the ICH countries. Orphan drug definition first time incorporated in our Indian legislation, that is a drug intended to treat a condition which affects not more than 5 lakh persons or 5 lakh population in our India is nothing but a orphan drug. For that we are encouraging all scientists, those who want to carry out clinical trials, we are not charging any fees. So fees is waived off, no fees for the conduct of clinical trial in case of orphan drugs. This is also one of the important thing you can note. And provision for accelerated or expedited approval process in line of Sakigaki, PMD Japan, how they are having the conditional approval and partial approval with respect to certain drugs, particularly orphan drugs, in case of any beneficial effects to treat important life-threatening condition. We are taking care of the orphan drugs for push-up with respect to government side also, sir. And biomedical health research, we were not having any provisions in our act, but in NDCT rules of 2019, sir, there was no any regulation, but now there is a separate well-defined chapter called as Chapter 4 for regulation of biomedical health research in India. And ICMR is taking care. We are also taking care with respect to clinical trials and other important activities. Biomedical and health research means research including studies on basic research, applied research and operational research or clinical research designed primarily to increase scientific knowledge about diseases and conditions, maybe physical or socio-behavioral, their detection and cause, evolving strategies for health promotion, prevention or amelioration of disease and rehabilitation, but does not include clinical trial as defined in clause J with effective from this thing, because we have given 6 months time and effective from 19th March 2019, but with respect to enforcement of the biomedical health research, it is effective from 19th September 2019. So we have given some time with respect to understanding the BHR. BHR to be conducted in accordance with the National Ethics Guidelines for Biomedical and Health Research developed by ICMR Delhi. And Ethics Committee are responsible for biomedical health research with respect to registration process, deals with non-regulatory studies. Ethics Committee to see the overseas studies, serious adverse events, compensation dealt by Ethics Committee as per the biomedical health research guidelines framed by ICMR New Delhi only. This is very, very clear, Dr. Saab. And Ethics Committee, most of the people are not aware what exactly Ethics Committee. Ethics Committee means a committee comprising of medical, scientific, non-medical and non-scientific members whose responsibility is to ensure the protection of the rights, safety and well-being of human subjects involved in various clinical research programs, and it shall be responsible for reviewing and approving the protocol, the suitability of the investigator, facilities, methods and adequacy of information to be used for obtaining and documenting informed consent process of the study subjects and adequacy of confidentiality safeguards. So these are all important things. And academic clinical trial. So this also we have incorporated for your benefit, those who want to go for the publication. So they can do, they can take care, but they need not to get any permission from the regulatory authorities. So you can carry out academic trial means a clinical trial of drug already approved for certain claims and initiated by any investigator, academic or research institution for new indication or new route of administration or new dosage or dosage form, where the results of such trial are intended to be used only for academic or research purposes and not for seeking approval from the regulatory body of any country for marketing or commercial purpose, is nothing but a academic clinical trial. And permission from Central Licensing Authority not required, where clinical trial on approved drug is intended solely for academic research purpose for new indication or new route or new dosage or dosage form. This is very, very clear. Earlier, sir, we were having a lot of ambiguity. There is no any clarity with respect to academic clinical trial, biomedical health research, new drug and important principles involved with respect to understanding by our medicos and scientific and drug discovery people and other personalities also. So an important thing, post-trial access also. We have given some benefit those who involved with respect to clinical trial activities. If there is any beneficial effect, if they require, then we are also having the free of cost supply of the drugs by the sponsor or as per the Ethics Committee recommendation. This is the post-trial access, means making a new drug or investigation new drug available to the trial subjects after completion of clinical trial, through which the said drug is beneficial to trial subject during clinical trial activity for such period as considered by the investigator or ethics committee as per the recommendation, we can provide free of cost drug to those important trial subjects participated in that trial. And accelerator approval. So we are also having important, because if any beneficial effect with respect to clinical benefits, then we are also having fast track approval, that there is a committee will evaluate with respect to the important surrogative points. If there is any clinical benefit, based on that, we are also giving the accelerated approval. And the drugs regulated under allopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, all these things everyone knows. Administration of the Act, Drugs Technical Advisory Board will take care of all technical matter. Drug controllers involved in the Drugs Consultative Committee can advise central government to take care all important regulations as far as new drugs and important clinical trial activities are concerned. Regulatory bodies may be licensing authority, controlling authority, or drug inspector. So laboratory, we are having Apex Laboratory at Kolkata, and we are also having different state government laboratories and headed by different government analysts notified by various governments. So this is the thing. E-governance started in 2014 and medical devices rules came in 2017, and phase-wise manner we are going to implement with respect to important devices, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. Class 3, class 4 dealt by the CDSO, class 1 and class 2 dealt by the notified bodies and respect to state licensing authority. So this you can note down. And last 5 minutes, madam, and because international cooperation, India, CDSO, national regulatory bodies also having MOU with all US FDA authorities, UKMHRA, PMDA Japan, Russia, Korea, KFDA, MCC South Africa, and EU, European Union. All these are international cooperation with respect to ensuring important quality movement of drugs. So as far as vaccines, Indian vaccine industry, friends, more than 21 vaccine manufacturers are located. We are having 80 vaccine manufacturers are pre-qualified by WHO Geneva. 43 vaccines in 88 formulations we are supplying to United agencies and meeting 60% of the global immunization program. So credit goes to our Indian immunobiological entrepreneurs with respect to having the more than 1250 million US market with respect to exports as per the data given by the Pharmaxil, Pharmaceutical Promotion Export Council, set up by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And in the year 2017, every 3 years, WHO people come with other important regulatory agencies to do the assessment at CDSO Delhi. I was there in 2017. We got 100 by 100 score with respect to clinical trial, pharmacovigilance, market registration and regulatory audits and a national policy, then market surveillance and control and clinical trials and a licensing premises with respect to all important functions. So they have developed a questionnaire called as a indicator and sub-indicators, and total 9 major functions and 63 indicators, 288 sub-indicators. Out of 280 sub-indicators, 150 points are critical in nature. Failing of any critical point is a disqualification of Indian National Regulatory Authority. So this is the update I am sharing with you, friends, with your cooperation, with the medical fraternity, with the support from all important NGOs, with the support from all the academia people. Ultimately, patient safety is very, very important. I am proudly saying today, with all the efforts from regulators, stakeholders, academicians, clinical research organization, pharmacists, Indian Medical Association President, Secretary General of India, Delhi, and Sampad Raoji, Yadavji, Rangareddy and Srikantji, all their efforts. Pharmacy Council of India, now National Medical Commission. Earlier MCI we used to call Indian Pharma Association, IDMA, ICMR, DBT. All the agencies, judiciary, media people, scientific institution playing greater role in achieving patient safety. So this is one of the things. As a regulator, we have to make sure that all the drugs being manufactured at the facility to meet all the important intrinsic and extrinsic factors embedded in that quality to achieve patient safety is our important objective, friend. Thank you, one and all. This is the WHO NR Assessment 2017. Our DGHS DG and Secretary Health. This was the photograph, and I want to share, friends, life is like a game, juggling some 5 balls in the air. They are like work, family, health, and friends. So you will soon understand that work is like a rubber ball. Study is also like a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. But the other 4 balls like family, health, friends, spirit are made up of glass. If you drop one of this, it will be irrevocably scuffed, damaged, and naked, even shattered. They will not be never be same. You must understand, friends, and strive for it. Work efficiently during office hours, leave on time. So we have to follow the Medical Association and National Medical Commission, how they are taking care. So we are the pharmacists, they are the doctors. So how we can have the harmony for the betterment of patient safety is the important thing. Value as a value, only if it's value is value. Thank you very much, Yadav Sahab, and thank you very much to our Rajagopal ji for inviting me here to share some thoughts with respect to the current situation of the public health and the drug regulatory sector in toto. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Great input. When I was a student, I used to see behind my house one drug manufacturing unit, a small hut-like thing where medicines used to be packed and given to the public in the sense that whatever was available. But now things have changed. As medical education changed, things in pharmaceutical industry is not the same. The drugs are manufactured with lot of care and lot of scientific research. Thank you, Mr. Ramkishan. I now invite Srinivas. Yeah, sure, Hemal, please come. Sai, will join us. Randy, pike ravali.
Yeah, Dr. Ramkishan has been very lucid in his presentation. I would like to just put before him take the administrator of the health industry. I am also the marketing and as a drug controller, also part of the safety in the public health and see. The sales are also concerned with the administration. Medical outlets, retail, medical shops, they very indiscriminately sell the drugs. Why don't you insist with your drug controllers, insist the state bodies and in turn their network to see that that will be properly implemented. As you know, there are 2 types of drugs under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act, as you have explained, over the counter and for the prescription. Make it sure that the medical shop people will honor only the legible, qualified prescription. So this should be insisted in the interest of the public health and public safety. Please listen.
So, very good question, Dr. Saab. When I was a student, I used to get the same doubt. But I have completed 25 years in the drug regulatory sector. And now, your question is going to be enlightened in our new drugs, medical devices, cosmetic bill 2022. Already draft is ready. And how to take care, how to enforce uniformly across the country with respect to ensuring quality movement of drugs, storage, distribution and prescriptions contained as per the various doctors in hospital and clinical setting with respect to issue and OTC product and prescription product. We are going to have separate chapter on that and we have already sensitized and detailed discussion took place in 57th of Drugs Consultative Committee. I am also one of the member, but retail and state and retail and outlets and important wholesale pharmacies are dealt with all respect to state licensing authorities across the country. Law is the central law, but Drugs Control General India putting efforts with the close coordination with all principal secretaries of health to sensitize all licensing and controlling authorities for avoiding such a type of OTC, prescription and other important misuse of antibiotics and in order to avoid antibiotic resistance where one of the important global threat I already explained. So things are in the process, definitely we are going to cover and taking all necessary steps with respect to having patient safety in toto as per the new bill is concerned. Thank you, sir.
This will take a question.
Sir, I was listening to Chairperson example, trial workshop in GCC nowadays. That was the first last time. But the problem is that when the drug control of India gives approval for the trial, it is not implemented at the state level, sir. Because state level, most of the time the health ministers are non-medical, and the government sector hospitals are not being allowed to enroll the patients. And if at all any doctor enrolls the patients in the trial, they have been given memos and things like that, sir. And second thing is, sir, we should not allow the drugs approved in other countries, like FDA approves in USA, ESMO approves in European countries. In China, sir, for example, if the in the international multinational trial, that China is not being included, they will not allow the drugs to be sold in their country. So also we should not allow the drugs which are approved by America or European like FDA or ESMO, we should, because unless we have our representative sample, because some drugs have benefits in some races. So, and also it will help our patients and our sectors. Actually, after the engineering have a lot of boom, but after that, what was predicted was medical trials would replace that electronic boom, but that has not taken place because of this discrepancy, sir. I request you to comment on this.
Sir, good question, because whatever trials are being approved by the headquarter, that is CDSU headquarter in New Delhi, Drugs Control General India, that is CLA responsibility. But sir, when we give the approval for the clinical trial across the country, now as per the NDCT rules, local drug inspector can also accompany with our drug control officer when we go for the trial inspection. But we are also intimating with one copy of the trial approved by the DCGI to respect to state licensing authority. But they are neglecting, and that is the question. I also agreed, but now NDCT rules covered, and we are going to have the crash program with respect to inspection of all trial sites, because during pandemic session, we face a lot of difficulties. That I also can understand, but sir, with limited manpower, the manpower is the question. So we are putting efforts, and we are going to meet all the important challenges with respect to the clinical trial sites, investigators, co-investigator, ethics committee members and all. So this we are going to sensitize, sir. Probably ICMR may take a separate training session for all clinical investigator sites and ethics committee members in Delhi. March 2023, we are planning to have 1 week session with respect to covering all important ambiguities as far as clinical trial protocols are concerned to meet GCP for ensuring well-being, protection, rights with respect to trial subjects involved in various clinical research programs. And that is second point, China, European Union, because whatever drugs are being approved, no, that racial differences I can understand. I am also pharmacologist. I can understand the species and regional issues and our important population. Within the country, sir, when we go for the approval, ethics, because no, they will identify only 4 or 5 sites in our country. So we always tell, because no, Northeast people behaves differently. South India people differently, they will behave differently. Western part different, North part different. So within the populated country, we are also having equal distribution as far as trial sites are concerned before going for the approval as per the recommendation of the subject expert committee for various trial protocols. We are putting effort, but other countries, it is a policy matter. Definitely, Health Ministry is in the process to have harmony, how we can weed out other countries and what are the challenges with respect to global clinical trial. That checklist also is in the process to incorporate such type of important countries, those who are not involved, and sometimes they are involved, but they are not cooperating. These are all the challenges with respect to clinical trials. IMA takes lead. I will have the one-day session full, morning to evening. If possible, night 1:30, no problem. I'll put my effort with the support of Rajgopal ji. Thank you very much.